I was then I had like a completely fuckboy type of description on my Tinder profile. I was being nonchalant on everything because when I was intentional about dating, and I was like in my description, I was like, I'm looking for my person. I'm looking for the one, which is I would never say that again. But I was like, I'm actually looking for something serious.
Yeah.
Crickets, crickets, crickets. I was then I had like a completely fuckboy type of description on my Tinder profile. I was being nonchalant on everything. I was taking 2-3 days to reply, and
That's how it works.
it was insane. I couldn't even keep up.
If you're dating a woman and she does not speak life into you, she's not it. If you're dealing with a woman and she does not pray with you, for you, or over you, she's not it. If you're dating a woman and she does not bring anything to the table, and yes, I said something to the table and it needs to be tangible, she's not it. If you have a woman that cannot look at your table and have the ability to assess what's missing and what you can do to continue to add to your table, she's not it. And lastly, if you're dealing with a woman that receives more than she gives, she's not it. And don't be, oh, no, the man is the giver. He's supposed to be providing. I'm not talking about that. A woman's natural innate ability is to be a giver. We are created to multiply, to nourish, to develop, to pour, to nurture. So you give a woman groceries, she makes a meal. You give a woman a house, she makes it a home. You give her an idea, she makes a plan. You give her a plan, she makes execution. You give her a seed, she finds the soil, she plants it, and it harvests. You give a woman some sperm, several kids might pop up. You see what I'm saying? A woman is always going to give back more than what she receives because that's what she was designed to do. And that's how you know what type of woman you're dealing with. But lastly, if you really want to know what type of bitch you got, tell her your dream. But make sure you tell her an outlandish one. It might not even be real. It might not be like something you really, really are dead set on doing, but just mention it and say, baby, I've been really thinking, and I think I'm going to go ahead and go to school. Or I've been thinking I'm really going to open this business. I've been thinking, but I'm really going to go get that next degree. I've been thinking, but I got to pull back from my full-time job and get a part-time job, and then I'm going to go seek this because this is what I need to do to get us further. But it's going to require sacrifice on both of our parts, not just mine. You might not get as many date nights. You may not get as many purses as you got. We might have to pull back on a couple trips. We can't go to the fancy vacations and the fancy restaurants that we normally go to with our couple friends. We might need to get a different car. We might have to pull back on one of these car notes. Something's going to have to happen. You might even have to pay a couple more bills than what you're used to paying in order for me to get to where we're trying to go. And if she don't say, where the fuck do I sign up? And if you rock and I'm rolling, you got the wrong hoe.
I want to love everybody. I want to love who I want to love and just feel like I'm loved back and just know that we have a mutual respect for each other.
Translating. Translation complete. I want to ride as many dicks as possible. Powerful dicks, long and strong dicks. All the dicks.
The statement is, women are just as physically strong as men, to which you circled that you agree.
I'm stronger.
You're stronger than some men?
I'm stronger than a lot of men. And also the way that the female body develops muscle, it's like the muscle that we develop is less, but it's actually stronger. Like it can lift more. I'm just super strong.
Yeah, well, in my experience, whenever I've been in, like, let's say I'm at the gym, I mean, besides like the few chads that are like super built, I feel like I am more capable. Like I look at my body and my performance and I'm just more capable than most people in there. And then when it comes to like my future soldier training, I outperform every man there.
Amongst the soldiers?
Men these days, like I feel like the majority of them are very like, they're not fit. They're not as fit as they should be. And a lot of the women I know are actually more like physically capable.
I do agree with it because I'm a pretty big bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Like I could definitely fight a dude. I could definitely beat a dude up.
Do you think you're stronger than the majority of men? So stronger than 51% of men?
Yes.
Also, yes.
So I'm going to say something that's going to make some people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The only way you build trust is by making the agreement that you are giving someone else the power and ability to hurt you and letting them prove they won't over and over again over time. That's it. Trust is not built by closing your relationship. It's not built by controlling behavior. It's not built by telling somebody what to do, what they can't do. It's built by allowing someone the ability to hurt you. It's scary. Yeah. And they will prove that they won't over and over again. And they can make mistakes. Again, we make mistakes. We're flawed.
People hurt people all the time.
Yeah. but it's the intent. Are they trying to hurt you? Are they doing the same thing over and over and over and not working on this thing that we've already talked about? That's different. Mistakes happen and you can rebuild trust, but you do have to take that initial leap of because ideally you've already proven that you're not, out to hurt me. I'm going to take that next leap and say, I will be vulnerable with you. I'm going to give you that power and let you show me that you deserve it.
Wow.
You guys want to see a woman make a flex about her relationship online that is definitely not a flex? Here it is. Yeah, I think we all know that their bedroom design definitely includes a chair in the corner. In all seriousness, to flex this online is like next level. And the main reason for that is how men will view your man. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is like the fast track way to lose all respect from other men as a man. Not only do you allow this situation in your household, but you actually praise her for it. And you're okay with her taking a video and showing that off to the world, because most men will see this as the highest form of disrespect. And for them to witness another man openly encourage it under his household, respect is out the window. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of career field he's in, how intelligent he is, how much money he has, how successful he is, and even how much he says his intimate life is spectacular. And even if he's bragging about how hot his wife is, these are all things that are just washed away with the overall disrespect.
You know what's kind of weird about this clip? Is the dude that she's messing with kind of looks uncomfortable, if you can believe that. Like the dude that she's interacting with, she's all over him and stuff like that. Like she's, got her trying to wrap her legs around him or whatever. He looks uncomfortable. He looks like, hey, I'm trying to engage. I'm trying to be a little sexy, but this is, I don't know about this.
Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Let it.
Yo, women be thinking being a man is easy.
I'm sorry, but if I was a man, I would be the biggest slut ever.
No, you would not, because this would be you. Here's a still image from your video, and here's you as a male.
I would get the mullet haircut.
As depicted here.
I would get the slutty little mustache.
Let's see if that helps.
I would do the day in the life videos that start off in my boxers, and
I'm gonna stop you right there. She's imagining that if she was a man, she would be the kind of man that she looks at on her phone. Women of many qualities are always in demand, so they imagine if I was a man, I would be in demand. And then they think, how do I feel about men who are in my demand? And then they make up stories about how easy life would be. Life is not easy for this man. He's not getting any views on his boxer shorts day in the life story.
Oh my god, like, they have it so easy and they do it every time.
Remember, when they say they have it easy, they mean them, not you and me. Men have it so easy. Not these ones, these men. These men have it so easy. And that's why men need to be last in line for jobs. Men. And now you understand the situation. Are you having a hard time? Well, that doesn't matter because men have it so easy. These ones. And that's what they mean by equality. You can do more and get less.
Reality sets in like a raging fire, and women that think they could be men have no idea what it's like to be men. Trust me, there's been women that have tried to be men and it's ended really bad. Like in death. You know what I'm saying? This is literal. You can look up the stories yourself. It's not easy to be a man. Even women that create dating apps as like their male friend counterparts just to see what it's like, they start to hate women, all because of seeing how women truly are when it comes to dating. You know what I'm saying? It'd be even the 3s, 4s, and 5s of women just completely being rude and oblivious to the fact that they look the way they do. They think they're hot shit, and then the women see. You know, so no, it's not easy being a man. A woman couldn't be a man. It's very hard, especially women are not able to take rejection men and they take anything as an attack, especially when it comes to accountability. So just that alone in itself, let's not forget about the workforce and everything else he said. Women think they will be the top man, the top 1% man, and smash all the bitches. And I got some news for you, sweetheart.
Well, kind of like he was saying, these women are saying these men have it so easy, but then you're looking at the top men that have it easy. And you're saying, man, with all these beautiful girls, you can get so much more box. You can get so much more cat if you weren't a jerk. I'm getting enough right now. Well, you can get so much more. You'd be swimming in it. I'm swimming in it right now. I have no incentive to act right because you're giving me what I want. Y'all continue looking at the wrong men. The men that you're saying, if I was a woman, I would do this, this, that. The men that would do that, that are doing that, y'all think y'all are out of their league. And that's why you keep on getting dogged out by Chad and Tyrone.
Never get with women that were highly desired during their peak. It will create problems for you. This is why I tell you guys, 8s, 9s, and 10s are for the streets. Stay away from them. Because when a woman is that beautiful and she has the tool and the weapon of Instagram, she's able to market that beauty to a level that's unprecedented. Prior to the rise of social media, I would tell you guys, if you want to go ahead and get a bad, it can be done. But now, with the rise of social media, you guys don't understand the amount of opportunity that they have.
Babe, I'm going out with my friends. Take care. Love you.
All right. Have fun.
Really? That's it? Just like that?
What do you mean?
You're not going to try to stop me? You're not going to ask where, with who, what time I'll be back?
You said friends. I believe you.
Who's coming over?
No one. Fourth quarter just started.
You're just going to let me leave like that?
Yep. Have fun with your friends.
Okay, who's coming over?
Like I said, no one. Just me in this game.
Move. Fine. I'm watching the game with you.
Thought you had plans?
Not anymore.
Welcome to the team.
There are three core things to never, ever, ever settle for with a woman. If you do, they're going to cost you big. How do I know? I'm someone that has worked with thousands of men and helped them accelerate their lives in very short periods of time. The first thing is having a woman where when she's in your house and you get home after a long day, you step into a cold home. You have to understand that that is costing you the energetic space to unwind, which is costing you the ability to connect into the higher ideas that you need to accelerate your life. And that is putting you into contraction. And the one thing you cannot afford in your life is not chronic stress. It's a state of chronic contraction. And so if she's causing that, something needs to change. The second point is unmatched trajectory. This would happen if you're the person that you're constantly doing the work to take your life to the next level. You're working on the finances, you're working on yourself, you're working on self-development, you're doing all of those different things. And then you have a woman around you who is not matching your trajectory. A woman is an amplifier. As a man, your job is to have the impulse that says, this is where we're going, masculine, projected, direct. The woman is meant to amplify that, even if that just means creating a space that allows you to rest in your essence. And so when you're with a woman that has the unmatched trajectory, that feeling you have in your body where you feel closed and small and nothing's really working, there's a bunch of tension, that is a part of your soul that is resisting the unmatched trajectory from her side. This is costing you a lot of compound exponential growth in your life that you can't see because you're with someone that is not matching your trajectory. And so you're losing the core aspect of why you wanted the feminine in the first place, amplification. And the third thing is a woman that's disconnected from her sexual side and her body. As a man, that robs you from the ability to connect deeply with the feminine, which stops you from touching God. This is not about sex. This is about alignment with your power. And so if these three things are happening in your life, you want to think about doing something called taking a chaos pill. This is when you do something that radically alters the current dynamic that you have. This is where you have a very clear conversation with her and say, hey, look, this is not working for me. It's either something changes or we might go our different paths. When you can stand fully in your truth, even if it means rejection or disconnection, that is the sign to the woman that you are standing in your spine. And oftentimes, brother, that changes the entire narrative, which changes how you show up, which changes how you accelerate in your own life.
A lot of men are tired of the blatant disrespect that women out here continue to give. And like you said, I've worked with thousands of men, and I've heard this, I've heard that, and men are sharing their stories. I keep on telling you, man, they keep lying about men not wanting to improve. They keep on lying about men not seeking out help. And this man, you just saw the picture. This man was just walking with a community of guys. These guys want to improve. That's the normal, everyday, average man. He's a problem solver. He wants to improve. He wants to do better. Well, y'all are alone in isolation. I'm alone in isolation from you. You can't see me. You can't find me. You're never going to find me because I'm staying away from you. I see you coming. I have cameras set up all outside my house so you don't come near my door. As a matter of fact, you don't even know that you've stepped on my property, but I know exactly where you are at all times. A lot of men, for protection's sake, they might live in a secluded area and you might be driving by. These people get an alert that you might even be on the road. I'm on the road, oh, that might be, and they might even be able to tell, hey, somebody's in the area. I don't know who it is. I don't know where they are. I don't know the details, but somebody's in the area. And then as you get close, they got stuff indicating, hey, somebody's close to your house. Why do they do that? For protection. I don't want anybody thinking that they can come out here. First of all, you're not supposed to be out here. You don't just show up out here. You're not supposed to be out here. Right? But if you do, if you find your way out here, which most modern women do, then I know you're on your way. I know you're coming. And we're not going to be doing that. Right? You're not going to be coming in here destroying my peace with your foolishness, your nonsense, and your chaos. That's why you can't find the men. That's why you think the men are up in the mountains, secluded away from everybody. When a man sees something, he's always searching. And when he sees something, let me come on back down that mountain. Let me see what everybody's doing. Let me see what you guys got going on. And like I said, a lot of times they get in that community and then they start getting back to being social. Even an introvert starts getting back to being social, starts getting back in the groove of things. Hey man, what's going on? You want to go for tacos? Yeah, man, I'm with it. Until a woman ruins it again by coming into a man's space and trying to dictate and regulate. This was not for you. If you don't want us going to Pilates and yoga, why are you over here on Taco Tuesday?
Yo, literally, I'm not gonna say her name, but she was like, yo, like, if I'm having
say the name because I just did Mike.
All right, but Paige, she was like, yo, like, honestly, like, if I'm, like, it wasn't just with, no, this is a genuine conversation. She was saying, like, if I'm having an intimate scene, like, with anybody, and, like, and we're doing the scene for a continuous amount of time, and the dude doesn't get a little bit excited or something, I'm gonna feel like a piece of, I'm gonna feel offended, and I'm like, I'm good.
You want to make sure everything's working accordingly. You know what I mean?
Imagine her saying this type of stuff and being like, well, I mean, you really can't apply the same rules to her because she's an actress. But imagine your girl saying this type of stuff, man, and you're like, oh. On set, talking about, when we make out, I want the man to respond. I want the man to get hard. Well, I want it. No, don't be insecure. I want it to feel real and authentic. Okay. So I had a funny feeling that she was married or engaged. So I went on ahead and looked that up. She is actually engaged to, I think, Phoenix Suns player. So, that tracks.
Yo, she said it, not me.
If you really want to start telling women what you want to increase your intimacy, let's start with like the epidemic that we're all dealing with right now. And that is fat wives.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
The average weight of the American woman
you don't need to
is 170 pounds for a 5'4" woman. Damn. That is deeply impactful in the bedroom.
And that will
from a male perspective. And note how this is completely G. I'm not saying anything mean and I'm not saying anything sexy.
Facts.
I'm saying, forget the reconstructive surgery, forget even the more reasonable, expensive household products. How about maybe some women, if they really care about the bedroom, you might need to work out 2 hours a day.
Or if you don't like
At least do an hour.
working out, then just don't eat as much as your husband. That was the other thing. And I would be willing to wager, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll because I don't understand, I'm a woman. What do I know? But it's like all the like sex tricks and things like that Evie's out there trying to tell women. It's like if most of these broads just lost like most of their weight, I think guys would be a little bit more forgiving that they don't know all like the craziest tricks in the bedroom. If you just like aesthetically 24 hours a day, not just when you're having sexy time, know all the tricks, but if you're just more aesthetically pleasing and more adhering to your health, I think your husband will be happy with you in the bedroom.
Yo, this chick isn't wrong. Like for most men, we don't need our chicks to be OnlyFans or chicks we see in videos or what they tell you dope sex looks like. Nah, yo, we just want to be able to look at you and be like, damn, you sexy. But if you're overweight and really big, it's kind of hard, especially when you start getting touchy-feely. There's certain parts about being big that are just not sexy when you touch them. That's all they're saying here. We'll work out. If you love your partner, whether man or woman, you would work out. You would look, you don't have to be, brolic or be like perfect, some Baywatch shit. Nah, but be aesthetically pleasing. Be slimmer. You know what I'm saying? You could still be slimmer with a nice butt, work out your butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, there's a difference between just being aesthetically pleasing, which can vary depending on who you ask, and being big or being overweight. The average woman is overweight, and this is just a fact. So I like what she's saying here. And yeah, yo, you don't need to know all the tricks when it comes to like sex for a man, especially if he fucks with you. Like, we man forgiving with shit. We look past a whole bunch of shit. And when a dude really loves you, yo, he love you for real. You know what I'm saying? He'll look past a lot, but it's usually women that don't look at that like, damn, yo, I appreciate that. Let me work harder for him because I really give a fuck that he fucks with me like this. Now, while I look like this, imagine when I get more toned and get better. So this is dope ass info. 100% agree. Gotta slim down. This food is not good for us. Hit the gym. Not only will you feel better about yourself, but you'll feel more better and secure in your relationship.
I had a guy come up to me at a bar
When are y'all gonna learn that relationships are not mandatory? Viewer discretion is advised.
and say, I'm not single, but if I was, I would try to take you home tonight. That is so crazy to me, and it's also not the first time that's happened to me or a friend of mine or someone I know. And it's just so scary that there are men out there that are acting like this while being in a relationship. And I just wonder if this girl knows, if she's just at home waiting for him to come home, if she's just like having a cute little night and she has no idea that her man is out here being so disrespectful.
I will in fact agree that is crazy, but I think she's barely scratching the surface. But I'll do you one better. I knew a girl that put her newborn baby on the floor so she could fuck on the bed while her baby daddy was at work. True story. I knew a married woman that was fucking and sucking in the alleyway. Yep. And the same man that she was fucking and sucking, she asked for a ride home to her husband. Real life. I knew a woman that picked up the phone when her boyfriend was calling while she was cheating on him with another man and had a full-blown conversation. And don't get me started on them girls trips. Boy, y'all be wildin'. But the point of that is to say, y'all get on here and tell these small stories like y'all the only people that are seeing catastrophic shit that men do in their relationships. Women are just as bad, if not worse. There's a negative side to all this shit, just like anything else in life. This is what you must understand about relationships. It is no different from driving a car. We have all been in a position where we are on the highway, on the road, and we drive by a really bad accident. So bad you're like, damn, that person probably didn't make it, right? After you witnessed that accident, did you ever consider never driving a car again? Of course not, because you understand the value that car brings. Relationships are very fucking similar. You're going to see those catastrophic situations where people are doing really foul shit to one another. But if you deem that relationship to be beneficial to you, you will hold on to it and continue forward. And if you think that accident that you saw is too much for you, you are not forced to be in a relationship. Make sense? I hope this resonates well. Yeah, keep the change.
Okay, so why would they get into those
me and Nisha
relationships?
just had a conversation. She's like, I'm going to be married. But she said she was proposed to 4 times. But at the same time, why are you not married then? Why? Say it. Say why.
Because of my own doings.
So you're the problem.
I could say that. I have been the problem, yes.
Okay, well.
And that's why you go to therapy and work on yourself and, become better.
I'm like, she didn't even expect you to say that.
She did.
I'm just saying. I'm just going off my own experience.
So
yeah.
Like, why are you being accountable? We're women. We're not supposed to be
like, I've learned from my mistakes. I'm sorry.
Okay, Amanda, what in your relationships, are you the problem?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Amanda's a baby still. She gotta experience life a little bit more.
I mean, that's very general. Have I been the problem sometimes? Am I the problem overall? I don't think so.
How was that general if she said The first one wasn't general.
No, yeah.
Is that crazy to you?
Okay, so in your
No,
relationships,
because
have you
I
been
will
the
say
problem?
no, but if
Of course. All right.
I will say no, of course, but I'm like, there's plenty of situations in past relationships that I can say I've been the problem, you know, they've been the problem, different things overall. Like that's a, I don't know,
It's
that's
like
a different question.
Maze of like non-accountability. So
What?
just no.
Well, we
No,
know you've
not
been
really.
The problem, Rome, 'cause
Absolutely.
Okay, so how about you? Have you been the problem?
In relation,
Exactly.
in
Go ahead.
relationships, yes, I've contributed to the issues as
Absolutely.
Right. So sometimes it just longevity is not just based off of the person who it's a two-way street. So it's like, and a lot of times, I'm sorry that I'm going to say this, but a lot of times the men be the problem.
No, what?
The men be the problem.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
The first question to really understand is it your job to lead a woman in doing her own work or not? The mistake you don't want to make is you go get a woman who is great, looks amazing, has a bunch of wounds inside of her, and then you step into the fixer. That actually is you stepping into the fixer role, trying to change the woman. What you're looking for to decide if it's the woman for you or not, especially when you're the kind of man that wants to go deep, wants to accelerate your life, wants to do all of that, is you're looking for whether or not the woman is on the trajectory that you are in. So then you can accelerate that process by also being deeper in your truth. But if you get a woman that's not on the trajectory and then you want to trigger her and fix her, understand that what you're doing is you're starting her at a very early part of her journey and you're introducing a bunch of chaos in your life. That's probably not the woman that you want to be with. You want a woman who's already in some ways on the trajectory or showing intent, a natural internal drive to go deeper into her life, to unlock herself. Then you can accelerate as a man. Otherwise, that woman is going to steal all of your focus. You will not be able to focus on your business because you're trying to be a provider and protector. You're trying to be a fixer, and you can actually never lead her anywhere because she's going to take a lot of your energy. You go off path, you put it all into her, but you have no idea if this is her own journey or not. So the question is she already on the trajectory? That's when you know.
They should have put grandma over the ether beat, because damn.
There's some good men out there.
Facts.
But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women's going bad.
Mm-hmm.
The women's going bad.
Talk.
It ain't the men's now. It's the women done going bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done going bad.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
Well, that's when the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect.
Yo, not grandma spitting the traditional scriptures. Damn. Yo, she ate. And this is the definition of hoflation. Is as men, we got to work 10 times harder than our grandfathers to get a woman 10 times worse than our grandmothers. They don't make them like this no more. They don't. They don't make them like that. They don't make them to where they will stay through anything, ride or die for real, not going anywhere. Granted, even if the situation was with a man that, you know, did some terrible things, then women still didn't leave. And it's not about women like that. It's that there's a bunch of good men that deserve women like that, not the women that's portrayed in a lot of these videos and that modern videos teaches them how to be, not to care for a man. But this grandma right here, she says it's the women. It's the women. Y'all acting crazy. No one acted like this back in her day. No one. They're traditional women. They were built for the long run. They were built for families. They were built for love, built with care, softness. And now she's looking at it to her granddaughter, whoever she's talking to, like, you one of them. You know what I'm saying? I had enough seeing you. I'm just, you know, I've been keeping my mouth shut. But yeah, you got to show a man respect. And that's the biggest thing women lack. They don't show respect, no comprehension when it comes to communication. They just do what they want to do. But grandma here spitting the palabras. I swear.
I just feel that American women have it tough because when it comes to American men, most American men want a woman to be financially stable so she can make it less harder on him financially. Those are things that whole thing of you finding a man in America that is gonna take care of you soulfully, that is literally slim to none. So if you come across that and you think that you're gonna find better after you being in a situation, or if you're in a situation like that, good luck, because that is slim to none. coming across a traditional man like that is a sole provider, and all he wants you to do is just make him feel good, take care of the house, and if you earn your own money, like, that's your money. Now, when you meet a foreign man, foreign men typically don't have those conversations like, what do you do financially? What can you do to make it easy on me? What do you bring to the table? This is a fact. Most don't. Their mindset is if they take a woman serious, they're going to be a provider. And that is just a fact, you know? But the thing about it is, foreign men tend to not want to take American women serious because some feel like American women are promiscuous. So it's just hard out here. It's just like, okay, so even if you come across a man that is willing to give you that soft girl life, you always gotta prove. You gotta prove that you're not the typical stereotype of what America is or what they perceive American women to be. It's like, it's always something like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel.
So accountability is hard. Accountability is hard is what you're saying. I could change, but people, even the foreign men who would take care of me, they won't because they think I'm difficult. They think that I'm promiscuous. Well, how would you change that? That ain't up to me. That ain't up to me. I'm perfect just the way that I am.
Social media made men obsessed with women they never met and made women feel entitled to lifestyles they've never had and can't afford. Everybody scrolling, everybody comparing, but nobody's building. Men out here fantasizing about filter faces and highlight reels, ignoring the women who actually hold them down in real life. And women out here demanding a lifestyle that requires discipline, sacrifice, and structure from men who don't even have that damn selves. It's all a performance, luxury rentals, fake love, borrowed money, staged happiness. Meanwhile, real men are losing focus. Real women are losing patience. And real relationships are dying because everyone thinks they deserve something they never worked for. We're chasing validation instead of value, attention instead of alignment, status instead of stability. It's not dating anymore, it's marketing. And the ones who unplugged, locked in, built quietly, and leveled up in real life, they're the only ones not participating in this circus.
And if I'm honest, women actually want a man who they're romantically interested in, who becomes their friend. If you say you just want to be my friend, don't be mad when I'm like, oh, guess what, friend? I had this date last night and it was amazing. Don't be mad. Oh, really? Oh, I thought you was at home. Oh, what? Why you have this little tone in your voice? Like, so that's why you have to open your mouth. I don't take any gesture that a man does for me to equal he likes me unless he tells me that. He makes it very clear. You got to make it clear as these contacts that I'm wearing right now. If you do not, I don't take hints. I don't take kind gestures as anything because y'all have programmed us that if a man does something nice for you, it does not mean he wants to be with you. So unless you say, listen, I've been watching you and I like your vibe and I'm actually interested in more. I don't want to be your friend. I want to get to know the woman. You say something else like that to me, at that point, I can make an informed decision. If you don't, come on, friend, you want to go walking with me, friend? Friend, can you come look at
Is that what you're going to do? You going to friend him to death?
I'm a friend him to death. Because that's what you said. So here's the thing. If I'm giving I'm giving you what you said you wanted. Let me ask you that. Why is it when we give y'all what you say you want, then y'all get mad? Because this is what I believe. when we give you exactly what you say you want, imagine a situation where a man and a woman, they're just hanging out. He's saying he don't want nothing. She's saying she don't want nothing. Now, when she doesn't call you and harass you and what you doing and all that, why do y'all feel some sort of way about that? To me, it feels like you want us to do that so you can reject us. I told you what it was.
Well, no, it gives them an out. It gives them an out when, because I know dudes that do that all day. So it's like saying, listen, they get the freedom to move how they want to move with no responsibility. And so, like you see those billboards, drink responsibly.
Yes.
I believe you should date responsibly.
Hey, I can do that. I can do that if that's how you want to run it. And I'm not saying it with an attitude. I'm just saying if you're going to tell a man the rules of engagement, I'm good with that. Yeah, let's do that. The clearer we get, if both sides got to communicate, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
This is your friendly reminder the next time somebody says to you, oh, well, if you don't go out more and you're not on this dating app, how's your future husband going to find you? Listen, he who finds a wife finds a treasure and he receives favor from the Lord. You do not need to go strategize and go on 100 dating apps unless you want to. If you want to, go ahead. But you don't need to feel that you need to do more. So many times people will DM me and ask me, like, I'm single, what do I do? Like, how do I handle this? It's such an important reminder. You wake up every day, you go to the places you love to go, you work out, you go to the gym, go to the places that you enjoy, go spend time with your family. You never know how God could plant somebody in your path. It's not for you to be God and for you to strategize and think you need to go here and go here. You're going to stress yourself out. Like, trust me, like literally put it in God's hands because at his timing, he'll find you. Like, I don't know if you forgot, but it says the word treasure, and a treasure is a very valuable, beautiful, wonderful thing. So the more that you take care of yourself, take the time on yourself, that man will find you. He will pursue you in a healthy, great way. And you're going to be really happy you waited on God's timing.
I know this sounds like great advice, but it's not. And I'm sorry, she's probably a very nice woman. No. Ruth in the Bible was out in the field working. She was working. And so somebody saw her and said, oh shoot, she's in my field. Wow. Who is she? So he was able to inquire because she was out. She was available. How is a man going to inquire about you if you are not out and available? That would be kind of the idea behind the dating apps. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to go on a date with every single man, but I'm out and I'm available if anybody wants me. You want to go to a singles event and a man shows, he doesn't show, who knows? But I'm out and I'm available, right? I think my mom at the time, mom and dad they went to the same church, so they were involved in church a lot. She was doing some stuff. He was doing some stuff. He was managing things. She was working at big oil and gas company, and just doing her thing, just out and about. Saw her, I was like, hey man, she's cute. Take her out to eat, right? That sort of stuff. But you're out and about. You're available. Y'all be sitting in the house. Well, God's gonna drop him at my doorstep. No, he's not. Not really. Not a lot. Bible says to search, to seek, and he will be found. You gotta go looking, right? I gotta search for something. You look at Genesis, when Adam and Eve did whatever they did, God came down and he was like, where are you guys at? What are you guys up to? Basically, show yourself. Why are you hiding? Come out so I can speak with you. Now you're wrong, but come out so I can speak to you. So you have to present yourself so I can see where you are. Come to the front so I can see you. I can talk to you. We can have a conversation. Can't be hiding. Too many times, and once again, which is the issue here, modern women like to put the onus on the man. All of the stuff needs to go to the man. It doesn't. You have to do some work as well. He who finds a wife Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're a wife. You actually have to be a wife. You have to make yourself available so he comes in and he's talking to you, and it's through him talking to you that he's like, huh, I want to marry this woman. Wow. Why don't we make this exclusive? Why don't we make this official? If you're down with that, if you're okay with that, how do you feel about, because I would like to, I like you. So how do you feel about that? Right? And so that's where the exclusivity talks. And throughout the relationship, when y'all exclusive, y'all are going out on dates, and he's still looking, and he's still asking questions, and he's learning more about you. And he's finding, oh, this is what a wife would do. I like this. And then when y'all get engaged, he's still looking, he's still searching. Y'all get married, now you're a wife, officially. Okay? But even through that, you're still learning, and he is too, how to be a wife and a husband, a good wife, a good husband, a good man, a good woman. You're still refining yourself throughout the entire process of the relationship, right? So he who finds a wife finds a good thing, okay? So you have to be somebody with good qualities, characteristics, and available on display. And I'm not talking about marketing yourself to look desperate, or I'm available. I'm available, right? You come to church, you're out and about, you're available. You go to work, you're out and about. You go to the gym, you're out and about, you're available. If I'm in the grocery store, I'm out and about. I'm available. You're in the bar or something like that, I'm out and about, and I'm available. Anybody wants to talk to me, I'm available. On the dating apps, I'm available. Depends on which ones, but well, I mean, whatever one you are, I put myself on Tinder, then, I'm looking for a certain thing. I mean, I guess Tinder has changed, so you can't really say it like that a lot of times, but there's some apps out there that you go on some of these sugar sites. I'm putting myself out there, I'm available. Maybe you don't talk to me, or maybe you don't pick me this time, but I'm available. Standing out on the corner, waiting for a man, waiting for somebody to look at me, and I tickle their fancy, and they come and pick me. I'm available, right? They're not in the house. And even if they are, they're letting somebody somewhere know I'm available. I'm out there. So all this ducking and dodging and hiding, and a man have to sniff up and find you and all that other stuff, and got to come right to your front door, that ain't gonna work.
If you want to motivate your man without becoming the annoying, nagging wife, there's a few things you can do. Say he's been working late every day this week and you haven't seen much of him. If you're that bitter, repulsive wife, you'll say something along the lines of, all you do is work. I barely see you anymore. You don't make time for me. Am I even a priority to you? But the inspirational queen version would act completely different. Pay attention. I miss you, babe. When you're done conquering the world, I want you all to myself. Deal? Both women have a very real and understandable need for affection. The main difference is that the annoying wife expresses that through complaints and demands, and the inspirational queen uses her femininity to be attractive and magnetic. She flirts, she inspires, she has this lighthearted tone, but she still communicates what she wants and what she needs from him. The funny part is they're asking for the same thing, but one speaks in a way that drains and demotivates. And it makes him think, wow, I'm already tired and I have to deal with this woman? While the other one makes him want to race home as fast as possible to recharge. Our words hold power as women, and we need to learn how to use them wisely. But most of us haven't been taught how to do that, which is why I created a free masterclass that explains why that is and how to become that inspiring queen inside of you. Comment class and I'll send you the link.
If a woman ever asks you what your intentions are, here's what you should say. First, you must remember that a woman is asked this question in order to not only see where your head is at, but to potentially disqualify you. But the issue is that we don't know what she wants. Maybe she wants a relationship, maybe she wants something casual, maybe she doesn't want a relationship at all. That being said, we never say a direct answer, but instead we say something a little bit more vague and open-ended. We say something like, I'm open-minded and I'm willing to explore where things go depending on the person. And you always want to put it back on them. What about you? What's funny is that women are usually very truthful in their online dating profiles. So if she says that she's seeking for a long-term relationship, that's usually the case. If she puts that she wants something casual or short-term, that's usually the case too. However, what you will realize is that if you come out with a vague response like that and you meet this woman, in most cases, they're willing to break rules for you if you are that guy. So she might say, oh, I'm actually looking for something serious, but she ends up having a short-term casual situationship with you for a few weeks. Or she says, no hookups, I'm not sleeping on the first date, but she sleeps with you on the first date. By the way, if you want to see the system that my clients are using to get 2 to 3 dates a week online, just come with the word Romeo beneath this video, and I'll send you the information.
That's what I meant to do. That's what I wanted to do. That was my plan. But you're a mystery to me. And I like a mystery. Like a good mystery. I want to figure you out. Let's see what you got going on. If you're a good enough mystery and I want to continue reading this book after I solve one part of the mystery, and I think there's more, I'll stick around. I'll keep on reading this chapter, but then I'll read some other chapters. I finished this book. You got any more? Because I want to see what you're about. Mystery. I like this. This is what he's describing. The modern woman. That's what she's up to. That's what she's doing.
When you stop chasing, some people disappear. Good, let them. A secure energy isn't about keeping everyone. It's about keeping your peace. You think secure attachment means not caring. It doesn't. It means not chasing. When someone pulls back, the anxious response is usually to lean in harder, double text, over-explain, fix the vibe between y'all. Secure energy does the opposite. It pauses, not to play games with them, but to gather data. If they didn't text back, that's data. If they cancel last minute, that's data. If they only show up when it's convenient for them, that's data. Secure energy doesn't react to the potential from someone. It responds to the patterns. You don't need to ask 10 times where you stand. You observe how they move. If you're building secure energy with me, this series is definitely for you. Follow. You're going to want to come back for day 2.
So I know this stud whose brother is a really femme gay man, right? And I never really thought about that being an interesting thing until someone else told me they knew a set of fraternal twins where one was a stud and one was a really feminine gay man. I'm just like, wow, you know, like what are the odds? Obviously, I think the orientation piece, like how they both end up being gay is interesting. Obviously, there's a separation between orientation and how you present yourself, but like the presentation is like, do you think he saw like his sister growing up and was like, we need some femininity in this house because she's not providing it? So I hope this isn't problematic, but it's so interesting to me how people can grow differently. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like my personality mostly comes from like growing up in a house full of women. Like that's kind of just, you know, like I just matched the vibe. Not in a way where I was like coached into it or anything. Like I wasn't ever forced to do anything feminine. I feel like it was just natural, like, you know, nature versus nurture. Like you're around a certain group of people, you're probably gonna, you know, situation where it's like you're growing up and your older sibling is something and you're like the complete opposite of that thing. Like that's so insane to me. Like that just, I don't know, it might go to show that expression truly just does come from, you know, within intrinsic value, if you know what I mean.
Step number 1 is you need to lead her closer to Christ. Most men fail because they think that leading in a relationship means you need to make the plans, you need to be confident, right? Be in charge and be this stoic alpha sigma male that's unbothered. Biblical leadership is spiritual first. And so if you're not leading her closer to Christ, you are failing because you are called to set the spiritual tone of the relationship. This means you need to initiate the prayer. You need to lead the Bible study and plan it out. Like, do not be passive. You need to bring her to church. And even more importantly, you need to encourage her in her walk with Christ, especially whenever she's struggling. Your job is to point the both of you closer to God and not further away. Leadership requires humility. And so whenever you mess up, which you 100% will, because I mess up all the time, you need to repent quickly. And whenever you sin and you make mistakes, you need to own it. Do not run away from it. Do not pretend that it didn't happen. Be a man. Take responsibility. And whenever you're wrong, say that you're wrong and apologize. Okay? Realize that leading in a relationship is not about being perfect, but it is about the direction that you're going in. If this girl dates you and she ends up loving Jesus less, you have absolutely failed and wasted both your time and hers. Do not be that guy. Remember that if God brings a woman into your life, this is one of his daughters. He has literally handcrafted her and placed her into your life, and you need to understand that and treat her in a God-honoring way. Do not screw this up. Do not lead her into sexual sin or waste her time or lead her on. Treat her as if she is one of God's daughters, because she is.
I hate taking pictures.
I don't know what it is about 2026, but the ladies are waking up and I love it. View discretion is advised.
People and they be like, oh no, you gotta put a filter on it. I don't look good. You gotta put a filter on it. This is why you think you don't look good. Babe. Sister. You don't look like this. That's why when we take natural pictures of you, I don't like it. I look ugly. Cause you think you look like this. This ain't you. Stop using them filters. You're getting a little bit of body dysmorphia. You don't look like this.
And hopefully this time it'll resonate with y'all. Because I know coming from a man or someone like myself, y'all ain't trying to hear nothing I'm saying. Because I'm just a normal guy, right? But when another woman come on here and call it for what it really is, hopefully it resonates. Because this is something we've been trying to tell y'all for 10 plus years at this point. You don't look like that filter. You don't look like when you got all this makeup and shit going on. You don't look like that. That's not what you really look like. You take all that off at the end of the night and you wash your face, you take off them eyelashes. That's what you look like. It is not you with makeup. It is not you with a filter. It is not you with all these small enhancements. It's not. It just isn't. It's okay. And she's absolutely right. You're developing body dysmorphia because these apps and all these enhancements are fucking up the way you view yourself. A lot of y'all don't like your natural self and it shows. And y'all justify y'all behavior by calling people haters and saying, why y'all trying to make us look like? No, we just want to see what you naturally look like. Okay? That's it. Because the natural you is the real you. Hopefully this message resonates well. Y'all keep the change.
That's literally it. I just want to know what you look like. I don't know why that's such a problem. I just want to know what you look like before I get married. Before I get married to you. Is that okay?